Factory is the smallest map in Escape from Tarkov and one of the most punishing. In this guide, I'll break down exactly how Factory actually works. We're going to go over the map flow, key locations, extracts, loot in specific areas, and a full look at Tagilla. This guide is fully updated for Tarkov 1.0 and should help both new and veteran players. So we're going to start this video off in the offices, and there will be a map on the screen at all times so that if you have any idea where we are, you can just refer to that. So we are on the first of 3 floors of the offices. There is a staircase on both sides. This is the other one. This is mostly loose loot down here. There are some duffel bags here and there and a safe that is behind this desk. So there is a lot of PvP that will take place kind of in this area. Most of it will be up above us though. So this is going to be the second floor of the offices. It can also be accessed from outside the office buildings over here and as well as the other side. This is mainly just going to be the bathrooms. There will be lots and lots of people that pass through here each raid. There really isn't too much to talk about here as far as loot goes, so we're going to go up to the 3rd floor. Okay, so the side that I'm on now is connected by this long bridge here, and there are a few rooms down this hallway. The 3rd floor can also be accessed from the outside and from this staircase on this side over here. I went through and opened up all 4 of these doors here. This one has to be unlocked with a key. It is the factory emergency exit key. This key unlocks multiple doors on this map. We'll get through all of them as the video goes on. But there are quests that can be done in a lot of these rooms up here, so you'll see players come up here very frequently for PvP and to do these quests. As far as loot goes, there is a safe over here in this corner, a couple jackets, but other than that, there's really not a whole lot going on. Another big PvP spot I want to look at here, this is called forklifts. You'll usually spawn back here behind these doors. If you come up here and you just wait just a second, you can usually catch somebody off guard, either full sprinting down this hallway or around this corner over here. The wrong thing to do would be immediately and just come out this door and just sprint into the middle of the room. This is probably the fastest way to die on this map. Next, I kind of just want to talk about like the middle of the map in general. So these are the silos, and then over here is just kind of like another big open area. There's forklifts and everything scattered throughout. But a lot of players will be running from this side of the map to this side over here, simply to extract or go do their quest or whatever. So this is also a very high traffic zone, lots of PvP. If you're looking to avoid PvP, this probably isn't a place that you want to be running through. Okay, so let's talk about the underground section of the factory map here for just a second. So it's really confusing. There's a lot of tight hallways that all look the same down there. One way that I kind of tried to remember where I was at when I first started playing the game is these silos is kind of like a midpoint right here. So if you are on this side, which these colorful handles here kind of help me memorize that this side over here is like the larger side of the underground portion, and then obviously anything over here would be like the smaller side. And so the smaller side connects to like the offices, which you're looking at right here right now, and then this is kind of like everything else in the map, if that makes sense. But a lot of these hallways aren't actually, you can't actually pass through a lot of them. They'll be barred off like this, or there will be rubble in the way or something like that. So you end up getting twisted and turned around a lot as a newer player, and it's really confusing. So something I would recommend doing if you are trying to learn your pathway through all these tunnels, instead of wasting your gear and your PMC, just run a scav a whole lot and just run through here and kind of try to memorize what the tunnels look like, and so that you don't get lost or lose all your gear as a PMC. Okay, let's talk about extractions now. So first one we want to mention is gate 3. You know it's gate 3 because there's a big 3 on the door. It's right next to the offices. This one does not require a key. You have to go through this second door here, and then you'll just stand behind this forklift and you'll get out. That one is available to both scavs and PMCs both. Next one we're going to talk about is the courtyard extract. So if you are on the first floor of the offices and you just jump out the back window, you can stand back here by this truck and you'll get out just like that. That one is also both accessible to PMCs and scavs. And this next one is gate 0. It's also kind of by the offices. It's on the opposite end of the map though. And we will just open this door back here. Does not require a key, and you just stand in the back of the room like that. That one is open to scavs and PMCs again. Alright, so the next one is going to be the med tent gate. It is right next to the med tent, and it is only accessible to PMCs because you'd have to have the key to open this door back here. And just a quick reminder, this is the factory emergency exit key. Once you have that door open, you just stand back here and you will be out. So we are back in forklifts here, and we're going to look at an extract that is underground. And so the easiest way to remember this extract, this is the seller's extract by the way, is if you are at the forklifts place, you go down the stairs and it's just literally right here. And it's the same key, it's the factory emergency exit key. Only PMCs, and it's just back in this corner, simple as that. So literally right down the hallway from the seller's extract, this is the smuggler's passage extraction. If you find one of the codes in like a filing cabinet or a jacket or something like that, you can just stand over here and you'll get out of the raid. This works for both scavs and PMCs. I don't have a code on me, so I can't show you exactly how it works. But if you do find the code and you're like, what the heck is that? It's the extraction code to get out right here. So this next one is a scav extract. This is camera bunker door. This one can be found underground, pretty close to the offices building. And you'll know you're here because this is the only place that has this green chem light sitting on top of the barrels. Okay, we are back in the 3rd floor of the offices. And this last extract is the office window. And all you got to do is just kind of stand right here. This is a scav extract only. And that is all 8 of the extracts on the factory map. So if you come to factory and your goal is to just get some loot in your pockets and then head out real fast, a couple places that you might want to check. First of all, we're at the med tents here. There are, I think, 4 medbag spawns in here. So you got these 2, and then I think there's 2 more right here that did not spawn this time. And then there's a technical supply crate right outside of that. And then just a little ways down from the med tents, there's this door here. There's 3 jackets in here if you're into jackets. Duffel bag out there as well. So pretty close to where we just were. There's like a little laboratory up here, and you'll find some med bags in here. And then you might be able to find some medical items in this room as well. There's a small building kind of in the center of the map here. It has a toolbox in it, tool spawn there, a couple jackets, duffel bag, and a wooden crate there. And if you're by gate 0, you should come check on top of these barrels here because there is a valuable spawn right there. So realistically, you're not coming here to get gooped or anything like that, but there are a few spots on the map that have like quite a few containers just grouped into one spot. So let's talk about Tagilla for just a minute here. So he's got a few options as far as what he brings into the raid. So 3 shotguns. It can either be the Sega 12. He's also got the AA 12 and then the MP 155. And then he's got a couple automatic weapons such as the AKS 74U and then the RPK 16. Sometimes he can have really good ammo in his gun, so it's always worth drilling his mags after you kill him. He also carries around his hammer at all times, ready to kill you with it. And then he'll have grenades or stun grenades. So if you've been playing Tarkov for any amount of time, I know you've seen the Tagilla welding mask already. It's got a tier 5 armored class. Really wouldn't try to shoot through that thing. It's probably better just to shoot him in the legs or, you know, the arm or the stomach or something like that. And then on top of all that, he has a chance of spawning with tier 6 armor plates. His rig is called the Cry Precision AVS plate carrier. Tier 6 in the front and the back. And if he doesn't have that, then he has the Strandhog plate carrier, which is just tier 4 armor. So he has some pretty good items that can spawn in his pockets. You can find a Bitcoin, literally any key or key card. So always loot those. And then he'll usually have like a Salewa or like a L1 injector or something like that. So some of the places that he is able to spawn, one of them is over here by gate 3. He can actually spawn in this room behind the door. And then he has another spawn that is over here. This is called like the unloading area. Over here. And then he also has a spawn by the silos over here. He can spawn in this area next to the office buildings. And then he can also spawn over here by all these forklifts. He's obviously not going to stay in one spot for very long because as soon as he sees another player, he's just going to start charging at him and shooting. And yes, his accuracy is very good, and sometimes he'll choose to just run at you with his hammer like a maniac. If you're a streamer, it's perfectly fine because you'll take like 12 hits to the head with the hammer, but if you're someone like me, he's going to kill you with one shot. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this guide on Factory. If this helped you in any way, consider helping me by subscribing, liking the video, and leave me a comment and tell me what you would like to see next, and I will see you next time.